Don't know.
Where's Bill?
Told Bill, stay here.
A year later in the 51 championship game. In 1956, Chicago's Harlan Hill made the greatest catch of his era, and perhaps of all time, in a 17-all tie with the Giants.
Harlan Hill makes the catch of the year to complete an unbelievable comeback in professional football's most spectacular game.
In the 1940 championship, the Bears destroyed Washington 73-0.
Matt Castle's career, the rookie out of USC.
Go.
Will be out there.
Out of my room. Go. Starting 2 days for the $1 million super couch.
Drop kick for the extra point is up and in. Can you believe that? And what might be Doug Flutie's last professional football game. That is one. And it's 25-20. Miami's lead cut down to 5.
That alone worth the price of admission right here for these fans in New England. Last time a drop kick happened in the NFL, we were talking leather helmets, and they were taking trains and buses to games.
You want a chip?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Baseball.
All you need to launch a cold skate brand. Honestly, as long as you have a logo that looks good on literally everything. And a Squarespace on.
Hey everyone, this is Strictly here. In today's video, we're going to be going through the top 10 kids who got what they deserve. Oh no! Oh! In a sense, while this neighbor got tired of this group of kids ding-dong ditching his house, so he came up with a plan that would make sure they never did it again. Moving to tonight, we've got some really stupid kids making a really stupid TikTok. I thought it was a great idea to record themselves chasing their friend who was reversing backwards down this street, basically in like a little race. And it's pretty obvious what was going to happen. It wasn't going to go right.
Oh, I'm gonna get you. Oh no! Oh!
At any rate, low-key, this is kind of my favorite clip on this entire list. It's super messed up, but at the same time, I can't help but laugh every time I hear about it. This 6-year-old in kindergarten would not stop bullying all the other students. He bullied them so much that the teacher decided that the best way to stop him from bullying all the kids was to line him up and all the other 24 students and have them slap him one by one so that he would know what it would feel like and would stop bullying all these other kids. Now, obviously, this is pretty messed up. The teacher ended up getting fired.
His kindergarten teacher at this school outside San Antonio allegedly came up with a creative way to put an end to the bullying. She's accused of having the 24 other students in his class line up and slap Aiden.
He was hit on the head, in the face, in the back, and all the kids hit him twice. There was 24 kids in that classroom. He had friends in that class, and there were friends that did not want to hit him, but the teacher instructed them to hit him.
The other stuff is probably a kid walking out of school. I don't know what his situation is, but I guess he thinks he's tough or something like that. He flipped off this other group of kids, and I guess he just got a heavy dose of karma for doing that, because I don't know if it was like icy outside or if it's just like some water that rained on the ground, but he took a tumble, and on top of that, he did not handle it well. Since you got two kids who think that driving super fast is the coolest thing ever, especially when they're going.
God bless, stop sweating so hard, dude. Swear, y'all sweat way too hard on this dang game. Y'all need to stop freaking sweating so dang hard.
90 kilometers per hour. If you're doing miles per hour, I think it's 118 according to Google. But they ended up coming up to traffic after a turn in this tunnel that they didn't see coming. And, you know, obviously going 120 miles per hour, couldn't stop in time. And basically just sideswiped a ton of people's cars. I mean, like at least a dozen. I feel super bad for those people that they have to deal with this now, just because these two kids are stupid. But, I mean, these kids, they got yelling at afterwards. These people were not happy. Most of the clips on this list are instant karma situations where people get karma handed to them. Sometimes kids deserve good things. And this kid, his mother passed away a few years ago. He's had a really tough life, and his classmates noticed that he'd been wearing the same couple of outfits and shoes and that kind of stuff over and over and over again. So they wanted to surprise him on his birthday with some new clothing. They got him like a backpack, water bottle, shoes, just a ton of different things, and it just meant the world to him.
Happy birthday! That's Curry.
Ibotta is partnering with Walmart to give away free Thanksgiving dinners. That's right, 100% cash back.
Real quick, before the next one, make sure you leave a like on this video and also subscribe to my channel, or else you're going to get what you deserve tonight. I don't know what it is that you deserve, but you're going to get it. In the before spot, you got some kids doing some really stupid stuff. In fact, the guy recording this, who was one of their friends, I think, was telling them that they were stupid for doing it in the first place. But they were going down the street, there's a bunch of cars parked on the side of it, and they were just, like, jumping up and body slamming the car hoods. They were making dents, basically just vandalizing property that people have, you know, their cars, and they just kept on doing it for a couple minutes, and unfortunately for them, a cop saw them and started chasing them. They tried to bolt, but ended up getting caught and arrested. Another situation where some kid is trying to vandalize somebody's property. It's hard, and in fact, it's the funny thing about it. I don't know why people think that vandalizing things or like breaking cars or doing stuff like that for like their Snapchat or TikTok or something is cool. Like, it's just stupid. You're just being like, you know, trashy. But this dude, he was riding his bike and his friend was riding behind him. He thought it'd be funny to go up and kick this car's mirror and try to like break it off or something like that. Unfortunately for him though, it didn't go quite as well as he had planned. He didn't look as cool doing it as he thought. I'm pretty sure we had some kids who were a little bit on the older side, maybe like college or something like that, who decided to move into this house together, I guess their roommates, and they wanted to paint their walls a different color, except they made a huge mistake. I guess they took a break, and they have a puppy inside of the house. They also have a giant bucket of paint, and you can see that things probably didn't work out well because there's a lot of paint everywhere. Let's just leave it at that. And I think one of the kids is really regretting the fact that he ended up getting roommates. Like, I think this dude is questioning every little bit of it.
They left the paint can open with an infant dog.
Neither way.
So either one of you is a dumb, or all of you are dumb.
Oh my God!
You're older than me.
And finally, we'll start this video off one that is just a huge mess from like every way you look at it, every single angle. This dude, he apparently asked one of his friend's girlfriends for news. So, you know, obviously the boyfriend, he wasn't happy, and then he started going off on his friends. In fact, so hard that he started basically just beating the crap out of him. I can't show that because, you know, you can't show that restricted, but he was also screaming at his friend like crazy. Obviously the friend is a really terrible person for doing that, but on top of this, the dude who beat up his friend, like, if you watch the video, this dude clearly has some mad anger issues, and he's got like his own set of problems. Quite frankly, every single person here, I would never want to be around. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later, though. Shebang. Hey everyone, it's Xavier here. We don't put the top hits. You just got expelled.
23 locks are filled with epoxy glue.
Everybody was screaming and running and acting crazy.
One of the things why we got a student who decided he wanted to light off a firework in the middle of the cafeteria during lunch. And that's what he did. It wasn't a small firework either. I mean, this was a big one that just went everywhere. And He ended up getting caught a couple hours afterwards. Somebody ratted him out. And so not only did he get expelled, but he got arrested too.
A male student now in custody after police say he set off an aerial firework inside a container in the school cafeteria.
All I seen was smoke, and then when I seen the smoke, it was like, it popped.
Yvonne Tristan says she was one of the students in the cafeteria, so close to the firework when it went off that she wound up with a minor burn on her hand. She describes the moments after the firework went off as chaos.
Everybody was screaming and running and acting crazy after that happened.
Order 9, this one's going to make you really angry. Technically, this student gets suspended for like 5 days, not expelled. I know, it doesn't fit the title, but you can suck my nuts to get
pizza?
All right, but this student, he got expelled.
That's pretty good, Mark. It has cheese crust in it.
A problem with bed bugs have been found recently, which that's kind of disgusting in the first place. I wouldn't want to be going to that school if there's bed bugs. And they actually put out a whole statement. They sent like a letter home saying anybody who takes pictures or video could be disciplined. And, you know, this kid got suspended because he did it anyways. The fact that the school would make that rule, though, I think that's really overstepping, and something's definitely wrong there.
After they say a student's claim got him kicked out of the classroom for the rest of the week.
And I'm hearing that if we don't stay quiet, we are going to get suspended.
Even parents too afraid to go on camera tell us they're being told to stay silent by school staff.
Every time someone posts something on Facebook and they get notified of our names, they call us. And it's like, or we fear our children are going to be suspended because of our putting our opinions out on Facebook.
Real quick, before you do the next one, make sure you like on this video and also subscribe to my channel. Perhaps do homework. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. We've got a Christian school that went under fire after they did this. It was a really controversial thing. They got a lot of hate. Basically, they expelled this student there. Posted this picture to Instagram. And that picture was of her on her birthday, out with her friends, and, you know, just celebrating with a rainbow shirt on. And on top of that, she had like a colorful rainbow cake as well. It didn't even mean anything from what I understand. She just likes rainbows, but obviously it does kind of symbolize a lifestyle that this church does not. It's like there's so much that they expelled her just for this.
Kimberly Alford says when she posted this photo to social media, she hoped to share her joy on her daughter Kayla's 15th birthday.
I was just a mother celebrating her child's birthday. There was nothing intended by the cake. There was nothing intended by her sweater that she wore.
But she says that's not how Kayla's school saw it.
This one is actually kind of legendary, I'm going to be honest. This senior, he got expelled from the school because he gave an email. It spread so much that they got really mad about it. About the staff at and it was about because they didn't talk about it in this segment. But whatever it was, it made them really mad enough to, you know, expel him. Apparently, a lot of the students thought it was funny, so it couldn't have been too bad for them.
It was a mistake. I don't think that the punishment I was given was necessary for what I did.
His classmates agreed, creating an online petition with nearly 900 signatures to get him back in school.
As of right now, I can't go to my senior prom, and I can't, participate in my school activities.
District Superintendent Todd Yohe is not on your side. He can't comment specifically on Hunter's case, but pointed us to the student code of conduct that all students must sign.
Over the process, you got a student who got suspended and is now pending possible expulsion because of hand sanitizer. You know, you might be wondering, what's a hand sanitizer to get someone expelled or suspended in the first place? Obviously, hand sanitizer is in high demand given the current situation with virus stuff at the moment, but it was in high demand at this school for a different reason back then. It was a couple years ago, because apparently some of the kids, including this one, were using the hand sanitizer to get a little bit, tipsy in class. They would mix it with their water because of the alcohol content, and then get their rocks off that way. And the teacher caught this boy doing it, and he got into a lot of trouble because of it.
For years, videos like this would have turned up on YouTube, and poison control centers have noticed the trend described as dangerous. They concern alcohol poisoning.
I understand that it's not right. It's unhealthy. It's not safe.
Hand sanitizers like this one are more than 60% ethyl alcohol, more than most hard liquor.
We suspended the student for
The principal here at Oak Grove High tells us there are only 9 days left of classes and the student is now out for that entire time.
Our approach to that was, you create an alcoholic beverage. What your intent was is that's a really bad decision.
Number 5, got a student who brought some cereal to school and gave out to some of his friends. I think there was like 6 or 7 of them or something like that ate this cereal that this student brought. And apparently there was some stuff in this cereal that was not supposed to be in the cereal. They didn't specify specifically what was in that cereal, but judging just off of what's going on and what it sounds like in this video, my guess is there was some devil's lettuce sprinkled over that cereal, and some of the students came down with some symptoms after that, shortly thereafter, and they did all end up being fine, but that student who gave out that cereal is now being investigated and was expelled.
Yesterday, high school principal Terrell Davis said the student gave students cereal containing an unknown substance making them sick. Fields, whose daughter wasn't affected, says he warns her of the dangers at school.
They're going to try different stuff now. Everything is not supposed to be consumed in the body.
School officials say the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office will determine what the substance in the cereal was. All 6 students recovered from eating it.
In the 4th part, we've got some students at a school pep rally or school concert or something like that. I don't know. They're in like a gym and they're all watching some people. You know, it's that kind of scenario. But there's this one dude on the drums in front of them. You know, they're watching him specifically. He plays an interesting musical number. I'm not going to explain the situation behind this because I want you guys to experience it for yourselves. Let's just say you're either going to understand it or you're not going to. Just don't ask questions. I mean, the hint that I'll give you, it's a little introduction music to some popular films. There's some students who didn't get expelled, but there was a lot of them who got suspended. There was actually 3 students, in fact, that got suspended over this video that they made. It was like a little music video they put together of a bunch of girls twerking. They went up against the walls, twerked, that kind of stuff in this high school. I actually can't show you too much of the footage because, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how YouTube's little demonetization bots are going to take it if I show you too much. They're judging by what these girls are doing. It's just, it's wild.
Students in a world of trouble tonight, banned from going to prom and walking at graduation.
Well, regardless of how you feel about the video, the school's punishment for these students is pretty strict. They can't go to prom, they can't walk in graduation, they can't even play in end-of-the-year sporting events, meaning this punishment is affecting many more students than just the ones who participated in this video.
Number 2, we've got some students who could potentially get expelled if they get caught. This is a senior prank, and obviously senior pranks, they can be fun sometimes, but sometimes they can also go too far. And this is one of those situations where it's the opinion of most people that they did go too far because they actually put a bunch of glue in locks and doors and basically rendered these locks useless. They weren't fixable and destroyed them all. And there was over $2,000 worth in damage. They're not really sure who did it, but they're investigating. And if those students are caught, they'll probably either be suspended or expelled and then also charged criminally.
You can see the funny in it right here.
Kids may see it as an innocent senior prank, but when 23 locks are filled with epoxy rendered useless, your joke probably crosses the line.
It went beyond a prank to actual criminal effects.
Auburndale police are now trying to track down the vandals, believed to be 2 teen boys seen here on these grainy surveillance pictures. They arrived on campus late Saturday night and got busy filling most of the locks around the building where seniors have class.
Incredible. Let's start this video off with a kid who got expelled because of his mom. Granted, this is only preschool, so it's not like, you know, they're in high school or something like that, so it makes a little bit more sense, but it's still silly and kind of ridiculous. This kid, he's like 4 years old, and he got expelled from his preschool because his mom was mad about how something was handled on picture day, so she's been a little bit on Facebook, made a little post about it, and the school called her up the next day and said, hey, your son's gone.
Ashley Habat says she was frustrated with the way the school handled class picture day. So she vented on Facebook, thinking it would not be seen by school officials because it was a private posting just for her friends. But the next morning, the school called her in for a meeting.
It just felt like we weren't the right fit, parent relationship with the school, and that they didn't want him as a student anymore. And he had done nothing wrong.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like on it and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Hey everyone, it's Xavier. Today's video, we'll be going to the top 10 kids who stop.
I jumped off my bed and I grabbed my sword like this. I just waited for him.
That's why the kid who was home alone. Turns out though, he was leaving out to go to his place, and when he was doing that, stepped outside, he saw that there was somebody trying to pick the lock on their side door. So he saw that this guy had a knife. He kept his composure though and scared him off. Then got his neighbor's attention, called the police and his dad, and afterwards even kept, I guess, a mental picture of this guy and a couple of details so that they could find him.
Before getting away, Brody made sure he had a good look. What did he look like?
He was bald, had a red beard, he had a scar on his right leg.
A lot like the image on this composite sketch.
Well, first when I saw him, I saw that he had a weapon, so I knew that I would have to tell the police about him eventually. I saw the scar, I was like, that's gonna be huge.
The first thing he did correctly was run the other way. You know, he took a picture in his mind.
Listen, this is just wild. I mean, it's got everything. It involves a teenager, and I believe burglars broke into their house. I mean, this guy was kicking down doors into bedrooms and stuff like that. He had a partner too who was in there with him, and they were searching for whatever they could get. I mean, jewelry, cameras, and more interestingly, a PS3. I guess they really liked that. They were trying to get away with it. But when they started breaking down doors into bedrooms and stuff, the brother, he actually had, get this, a samurai sword, like full on, that he went at this guy with. I mean, he tried to like stab him and stuff, and I guess was a little bit successful because it scared the crap out of these burglars and they ran off, only to be caught by a canine shortly afterwards.
Found the PlayStation and ran out of the room, but Deanne's brother Damien was waiting.
So once I saw him take off running back, I jumped off my bed and I grabbed my sword like this. I just waited for him.
And when he came...
Yeah, I lunged out and I stabbed him with mid-chest.
Right.
And then like, after that, when I went to pull it, I went to swing again. He freaked out. Like, I saw the look on his face. He's like...
The 21-year-old suspect, Javier Cotera, ran out of the house, down the road and behind a neighbor's palm tree, where a police canine took him down.
I know number 8, we've got an 11-year-old boy who went off on this thief. He and his dad went to McDonald's, and his dad parked the car, left the car running with the air on, with him inside, you know, given he's 11 years old. Thought it would be fine. I guess he didn't lock the door or anything like that because some guy came up, this thief, and got into the driver's seat to drive off with the car. He wanted to steal it, and he was successful in doing so because he got away with the car, I guess, for a couple of seconds, but afterwards this started just going off on him. I mean, he attacked him. I mean, literally in the police report it says that he was physically assaulted by this 11-year-old, and he got out of the car immediately afterwards and ran off.
Driver's seat of a 2018 black Kia minivan. Moments later, the report said the 11-year-old boy, realizing the man was not his father, physically assaulted him. The suspect then stopped the car and ran off on foot, taking with him a book bag from the car. Police later arrested the intersection started and now a mile from the McDonald's.
Real quick, before the next show, make sure you like on this video.
I'm looking so many fucking toys. These gay fucking pussies always take my fucking spots.
Who had burglars come into her house while she was home alone. And her first thought was to hide and call police, which is what she did. Probably the right decision, obviously, but she went and hid in her closet behind a bunch of clothes and stuff as well as she could, and was on the phone with 911. But that was when they actually went into the closet. Like, these guys were right next to her. They couldn't see her because she was behind clothes, and she actually had to tap on the phone to, like, I guess, save messages and stuff like that instead of talking, or else these guys would hear her. But eventually, police did show up, and this situation worked out fine.
So here about the terrorist, just yes or no?
Come on, hey, bring the bucket over here.
Okay, don't talk.
Robin, bring it over here. Bring the bucket over here.
I couldn't hear him, don't talk.
The doors open.
Order 6, this one's pretty interesting. Kind of a weird situation, if I'm honest. This involves a serial burglar in this neighborhood. So he had robbed multiple different houses in this neighborhood, and police had been kind of patrolling around looking for him, and hadn't had any luck, unfortunately. But when this guy, I guess, came across these 3 boys who were walking to school, he knew that there was like a patrol car in the neighborhood, from what it looks like, and he needed to be hidden. So he asked these boys to hide him and offered them $20 each to help hide them. Now, some kids, they might say, okay, that's a nice $20 bill right there. But these kids, they knew something was up and happened to see the patrol car just a minute or 2 afterwards, went up and stopped the patrol car, told them what happened, and that patrol car ended up finding this burglar shortly afterwards.
They told Officer Cox a suspicious man had just come up to them as they were walking to school and offered them money to help him hide.
And he said he'll give us $20 each if we hide him. And then we was like, nah.
I knew it was bad to take it.
The boys, Kenyon, David, and Travante, pointed to where they saw the suspect headed. Police found Ricardo Rojas.
At number 5, you got a kid who was home alone. He's 11 years old. His dad was on a food run. I mean, sometimes you just need some pizza or something, you know what I mean? But this kid, while he was home alone, heard some glass shattering, and some people were breaking in through the window or door or something like that. And next thing you know, people were inside the house. He went to hide and did so successfully and called 911. He had to whisper the entire... Certainly, for him and his dad
Season 3 for...
But eventually, I guess cops showed up before these guys left, or right as they left, and caught them, and all 3 of them got arrested.
Is the person inside the house? Yes. What are you doing?
First I thought it was 2 people, but then there actually was 3. But they were yelling across the room.
What were they saying?
I couldn't really hear them. I had to whisper to the operator.
Why?
So I wouldn't get caught.
Number 4 spot, this one's really weird. This involves a boy. He's a teenager who was inside of his house, just home with his mom, so he wasn't home alone, but he noticed that somebody was trying to get in through the window and started screaming and saying, call 911, and that scared him completely off. But the weirdest thing about this was that the burglars themselves were kids too. At least that's what this boy said. Apparently it was a teenage girl who was trying to push a 6-year-old boy, or around that age, into this window. They were trying to break into the window. So, if you're that young and you're trying to steal already, that's probably not a good sign.
The burglars heard 13-year-old son described, whose behavior could eventually backfire.
He saw a little boy that he thinks is about 6 years old being pushed through the window by a girl who he described to be in her teens. I don't want that person to go into a house and have a person take a very vigilant attitude and take their life or injure them.
Order 3, you got a 13-year-old boy who had a burglar break in while he was home alone. And there wasn't too much he could do about it because he didn't have his phone on him when the guy was in there. And eventually, after this guy got out of there, he managed to call 911 as quickly as possible and had them come try to find this guy.
And when things quieted down, Reese called 911.
You're in your own home and someone comes into your house unexpectedly, someone you've never seen. He definitely did that. Who knows what would have happened if he would have done otherwise.
No suspect, 27-year-old Braxton Morgan, got away. It took too long.
Number 2, we had a girl and her younger sister who were home alone, and they heard some knocks from the front door. So they went to look through the peephole, see who it was. They didn't recognize the person, so they didn't answer. Stranger danger, so they ain't gonna risk it. But eventually, this person started trying to get in. They were moving around the doorknob, stuff like that. Eventually, they did get in, and she had grabbed her younger sister, went into the bathroom, locked the door, and were hiding inside of there. But they started texting their mom. The mom got into contact with 911, and the police showed up to handle the situation.
I had Zoe hiding behind the toilet, and I locked myself in there.
14-year-old Savannah Jones describes the terrifying moments as she and her 4-year-old niece were hiding in her mom's bathroom, not knowing what an intruder would do if he found them.
I kept staring at the door. I was hoping that he wouldn't try to open it.
Right now, she is experiencing a range of emotions.
Relief, and then knowing that he's still out there. I don't know.
Scary.
I found one time the little boy who was home alone, and a burglar broke in through the kitchen window. There's actually security cameras.
Yeah,
clean after